Your favorite study fetch pup here. Let's chase down the highlights of Echoes of the Ceiba, the living universe and sacred order of the Maya.
Imagine a world where everything, the towering mountains, the flowing rivers, the stars above, and the smallest plants, is vibrantly alive and deeply interconnected. For the ancient Maya, the universe was not a collection of inanimate objects, but a living, breathing cosmic order. Within this complex system, humans were just one part of a vast network that included gods, ancestors, and the powerful forces of nature. To understand this worldview, we must look at how the Maya structured the universe into three distinct yet inseparable realms: the heavens, the earth, and the mysterious underworld known as Xibalba. At the highest level were the heavens, a celestial domain often envisioned as having 13 distinct layers. This was the home of many divine beings, including the gods of the sun, the moon, and the stars. Each layer was inhabited by deities who controlled essential forces like rain and the cycles of time. Below the heavens was the middle world, the earthly realm where we live. The Maya saw this as a temporary stage, a place where humans, animals, and plants exist in a delicate balance. In this realm, the primary duty of people was to fulfill their obligations to the gods and honor their ancestors, ensuring that the natural cycles of growth and abundance continued.
Descending beneath the earth was the third realm, Xibalba, or the place of fear. While modern interpretations sometimes mistake it for a place of punishment, the Maya viewed Xibalba as a realm of transformation and rebirth. It was a watery, subterranean world where heroes faced dangerous trials and the sun traveled during the night. The journey through Xibalba was an essential part of the cycle of life, representing the necessity of death and darkness before the renewal of the dawn. Binding these three layers together was the most powerful symbol in Maya cosmology, the sacred world tree, known as the Ceiba.
With its roots reaching deep into the watery depths of Xibalba, its massive trunk standing firmly on the earth, and its branches stretching high into the 13 levels of heaven, the Ceiba acted as a cosmic axis. It was the central point of the universe, a bridge that allowed for communication between the human and the divine. Even today, if you travel through the forests of Belize or Guatemala, you can see the magnificent Ceiba Tree, still standing as a living monument to this ancient belief. The Maya built their temples to mirror this structure, creating sacred mountains that allowed their kings to ascend toward the heavens, acting as the living link that maintained the balance between life and death, earth and sky.
This interconnected vision reminds us that for the Maya, the universe was a single, unified organism where every action resonated across all three realms.
The Maya universe was not a random collection of landscapes, but a masterfully ordered map where every coordinate carried profound spiritual weight. This sacred geography was anchored by the four cardinal directions, which provided a framework for understanding time, life cycles, and the very nature of existence. At the heart of this cosmic grid stood the world tree, or the Ceiba, often represented by the colors green or blue-green. This central point served as the axis mundi, the ultimate balancing point of all creation, where the earthly realm met the heavens above and the underworld below.
It was from this center that the rest of the world expanded, organized into a quadrangular structure that mirrored the shape of a maize field. Moving outward from this center, we begin with the east, which the Maya considered the most significant of the four directions. The east was represented by the color red, symbolizing the dawn, the heat of the sun, and the spark of new beginnings. Because the sun was reborn in the east every morning, this direction was synonymous with life and the triumph of light over the darkness of the night. It was the starting point of the daily cycle and a constant reminder of renewal. Turning toward the north, the color transitions to white. The north was viewed as a place of coolness and clarity, deeply associated with the ancestors and the accumulation of wisdom. In the Maya worldview, the north represented the strength of those who came before and the enduring traditions that guided the living. It was a direction of reflection and the preservation of sacred knowledge passed down through generations. Opposite the sunrise lies the west, characterized by the color black. As the place where the sun sets and disappears into the horizon, the west was the realm of endings and death. It symbolized the transition into the underworld and the completion of a cycle. However, for the Maya, this was not a place of finality in a modern sense, but rather a necessary part of the cosmic rhythm, the essential darkness that must be traversed before a new dawn can occur. Finally, we look to the south, which was associated with the color yellow. This direction represented growth, maturity, and the peak of abundance. Just as yellow is the color of ripe maize, the south symbolized the height of the agricultural cycle and the physical sustenance that allowed the Maya civilization to flourish. It was the direction of fertility and the harvest, representing the Earth's capacity to provide for its people. This spatial structure was far more than symbolic. It was tangible and lived. Maya architects and city planners carefully aligned their grand pyramids, sprawling plazas, and ceremonial ball courts to these four directions. Many temples were built to function as sacred mountains, with their positions precisely calculated to track the movements of the sun during the solstices and equinoxes. By organizing their cities in this way, the Maya were not just building urban centers, they were creating a physical mirror of the cosmos, ensuring that their daily lives remained in perfect harmony with the divine order of the universe. To walk through a Maya city was to walk through a map of the living heavens.